Round 16, I see that he has a glaive ricochet, but he doesn't have a more glaive with his druid setup. And so he's a bit weak to ceramic slayer with some other things here. So I send that to force a buy and a boost. And that ends up going according to plan. He's forced to buy out the Moor Glaive in addition to his druid defenses to defend against that. And then here at the start of round 17, I'm then looking to see if he's going to counter rush with anything. He doesn't, so then I also, get ready for the round 17 mobs. And because he's just been sending me eco, I send him 2 mobs. The first, druids might be able to defend, but because there's 2, he definitely has to buy out like a Moab shove from his boomerang. And so that happens, and then he defends it, but he ends up being forced to sell his Moor Glaive here. Then from there, on round 18, what I'm aiming to do is to see if I can force him to buy anything else that's going to keep his cash pretty low. So I end up sending a round 18 fortified mob here because he's not sending me anything. He ends up selling out on his glaive ricochet. This ends up helping him defend the Moab rush pretty handily, but because then he continues to eco here after that rounds, I end up being able to then sneak through with another, pretty heavily layered rush with some fortified ceramics, rainbows just to add to the pierce, and some purples. Because he no longer has his Moor Glaive and I've, forced things on his side for him to sell out, he ends up not having the money to rebuy his Moor Glaive, and this ends up taking the game from him. From his perspective, he maybe could have defended this if he saved after buying the Moab Press to rebuy Moor Glaive or maybe get like a turbocharge. Potentially, he could have also sent me a mob or something else to force money on my side that would have left me with less money on hand to rush him. But I think his plan was probably just to outscale me into the late game, which is why I felt like I really needed to rush this and end pretty early. So as you can see, we both have Boomer, so both of us are pretty safe against larger mobs like ZOMG. It's a bit expensive, but I didn't see a way that I would be able to kill him easily with that. And I was pretty sure that with druid farming, if the game went on too much longer, he would end up having a pretty big advantage. But because I was able to force him to rebuy and spend some money, I ended up being able to get through a sneaky rush like this that was able to kill him pretty early on. If you're wondering, this was Dan. He was a top 100 player in Season 1. I believe he might be top 100 now. And he streams over on Twitch, so, no disrespect for him. This is a very good game.